Since time immemorial, human beings have sought answers within themselves, trying to understand the vast universe hidden behind the appearance of reality. Today, I invite you to embark on a profound journey, a path that transcends the obvious and immerses us in the teachings of Carl Jung, one of the great thinkers of analytical psychology. This journey is not just about finding answers, but about discovering the very essence of who you are, the magic that lies in the connection between your consciousness and the unconscious. Imagine for a moment that every emotion, every thought, and every experience is a door to a hidden world. Jung taught us that within us exists an unexplored territory, the unconscious, where symbols, archetypes, and the sum of our deepest experiences are concealed. This space, often ignored in the frantic pace of modern life, holds the secret to transforming the way we live and relate to others. It's there, in the depths, where the power to attract what we truly are is born. The proposal I bring you today is a call to introspection, to reconnect with your authentic self and understand that what you attract in life is not a matter of chance, but a reflection of your inner world. When you learn to recognize and embrace every part of yourself, even those you tend to hide, you begin to manifest a reality aligned with your truth. It's a process of discovery that challenges us to let go of the masks imposed by society, to set aside what no longer serves us, and to reconnect with our essence. It all begins with recognizing that every experience, whether pleasurable or painful, is an invitation to look inward. Perhaps at some point you felt something in your life didn't fit, that despite meeting external expectations, there was an inner restlessness you couldn't ignore. That feeling, that subtle voice, is the unconscious trying to communicate with you. Jung taught us that the unconscious speaks in a symbolic language through dreams, intuitions, and intense emotions. Ignoring this call is to deprive yourself of the opportunity for genuine transformation. In this context, self-understanding becomes the key to unlocking a fulfilling life. It's not about seeking answers in magical formulas or quick fixes, but about dedicating time and attention to that inner dialogue. The first step is to observe without judgment, allowing yourself to explore your fears, desires, and the contradictions that coexist within you. Every emotion, no matter how complex, is a piece of the puzzle that makes up your identity, and it's precisely in that inner diversity where the richness of your being resides. Think of the image of a mirror. Often we look at ourselves and see only the surface, a social image, a reflection conditioned by the expectations of our surroundings. But beneath that surface lies a vibrant world full of nuances, shadows, and lights waiting to be recognized. Jung invites us to look beyond, to delve into that inner mirror and discover the totality of who we are. When you do, you'll realize that the essence of your being isn't limited to what you show the outside world. It expands into every corner of your soul. Authenticity emerges when you decide to honor all those parts, even the ones that feel uncomfortable. Have you ever wondered why it's hard to accept certain aspects of yourself? Often, the root of that difficulty lies in the shadow, that hidden part we prefer to deny. Yet it's precisely the integration of the shadow that allows us to achieve a fuller understanding of our identity. Facing what we've rejected is a vital step toward personal transformation. The idea of the shadow shouldn't be seen as something negative, but as an opportunity to grow. It's in that unexplored territory where invaluable potential lies hidden, forgotten talents, and intense emotions that, once recognized, can become the force driving your evolution. This recognition is an act of self-love, a commitment to embracing every aspect of yourself, no matter how contradictory it seems. By doing so, you not only free yourself from invisible chains, but also become a magnet for relationships, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with your true essence. Every relationship you form, every situation you encounter, is a reflection of that inner dialogue. If you've ever felt drained or disconnected, it's possible your surroundings were mirroring aspects of your own psyche that need attention. The key is to observe and reflect. What message is your unconscious sending you? What part of you needs to be heard and valued? These seemingly simple questions open the door to a process of self-discovery that can radically change how you relate to yourself and others. The journey to authenticity isn't a straight path. It's full of ups and downs, challenges, and moments of deep introspection. There will be times when you face your deepest fears or past wounds you thought were healed. Yet it's precisely in those moments that the process of integration becomes most valuable. Accepting the totality of your being, with its light and shadows, is the first step to transforming your reality. By reconnecting with your essence, you open yourself to a universe of possibilities where every experience becomes an opportunity to grow and evolve. This invitation to look inward isn't just a theoretical idea, it's a practical tool to transform your life. Imagine for a moment that every difficulty you face is actually a sign inviting you to reconnect with what truly matters. That inner voice, often silenced by the noise of the outside world, is the guide leading you to a fulfilling existence. By learning to listen to it and act accordingly, you discover the power to attract what you truly are, to manifest a life in tune with your deepest truth. We've begun to explore the idea that the outer universe is a reflection of our inner world. When you free yourself from imposed expectations and allow yourself to live from authenticity, change manifests in surprising ways. Relationships become more meaningful, opportunities more genuine, and each day fills with a renewed sense of purpose. This transformation doesn't just impact your personal life, it radiates to those around you, creating a network of connections based on truth and love. In this first segment, we've laid the foundation for understanding that the key to transformation lies in recognizing and embracing every part of yourself. We've seen that the unconscious, that vast inner universe, is the source of wisdom and power that can guide you toward an authentic and fulfilling life. Now I invite you to reflect. Are you willing to look beyond the surface and explore the mysterious world within you? Do you dare to let go of the chains holding you back and reconnect with the essence of your being? This is the invitation to begin a journey that will change your life, a path where you'll learn to turn every experience into an opportunity for self-discovery and personal growth. In the upcoming segments, we'll dive deeper into essential concepts of Jung's psychology, like integrating the shadow, the process of projection, and the power of authenticity to create a reality that truly reflects who you are. Throughout life, we've accumulated beliefs, emotional patterns, and experiences that have shaped our view of the world and ourselves. But what happens when those beliefs were placed by others and don't reflect our true essence? Most people live under the weight of external expectations, family or social conditioning absorbed as absolute truths. These limiting ideas become invisible barriers that hold us back, distance us from our passions, and trap us in cycles of dissatisfaction. What you believe about yourself becomes a magnet for your experiences. If deep down there's a sense of inadequacy, you'll attract situations that reinforce that belief. Not because the world is against you, but because your unconscious seeks to confirm the reality you believe in. That's why, if you've felt like you attract relationships that hurt you or circumstances that repeat over and over, it's a sign that something within you is asking to be seen, recognized, and transformed. Projection is a key concept in Jung's analytical psychology. It means that everything you see in others, whether it's something you love or something that deeply bothers you, is a reflection of internal aspects you haven't recognized or accepted. If you encounter people who constantly make you feel rejected, ask yourself, where in my life have I rejected myself? If you're surrounded by people who don't value what you do, consider, have I given myself the recognition I deserve? This doesn't mean you should accept toxic relationships or justify harmful behavior. What Jung teaches us is that by observing our reactions and emotions in certain situations, we can uncover parts of our psyche that need attention. Every encounter with another person is a mirror, an opportunity to know yourself more deeply and decide if you want to keep feeding certain patterns or if it's time to transform them. The unconscious communicates through symbols and recurring patterns. If you've noticed certain conflicts showing up again and again in your life, it's not a coincidence. They're signs trying to get your attention, urging you to stop and observe what underlying message is trying to emerge. When you understand this, instead of feeling like a victim of circumstances, you start to reclaim your power. You realize you're not a passive spectator of your fate, but the creator of your own reality. But the transformation process doesn't happen overnight. It's a path that requires courage, because it means facing what you've avoided for years. It means acknowledging that certain thoughts, emotions, or behaviors you thought were external actually come from within. This isn't easy because confronting the shadow means accepting that we also carry the things we've judged in others. Yet it's precisely by integrating these parts of ourselves that we find true freedom. When you embrace your whole being, you stop projecting onto others what bothers you about yourself. You no longer need the world to show you what you've been ignoring, because now you can recognize it on your own. This radically transforms your relationships. Instead of attracting people who reflect your unhealed wounds, you start drawing in relationships that resonate with your authenticity. Instead of feeling like a victim of repetitive circumstances, you discover you have the power to choose experiences aligned with what you truly want. This is the process of individuation Jung spoke of, the integration of all parts of our psyche to become whole, authentic beings. And though this process can be challenging, it's also deeply liberating. When you decide to look inward and embrace your shadow, when you give yourself permission to let go of beliefs that no longer serve you, the outer world changes in response to your inner transformation. Authenticity is the natural state of being human. When you allow yourself to be who you truly are, without masks or fear of external judgment, you discover life becomes more fluid. You no longer need to fit into imposed molds. You no longer need others' validation to feel complete. Inner peace arises when you realize there's nothing to fix in yourself, just parts that need to be seen, accepted, and loved. What you attract into your life is deeply tied to the relationship you have with yourself. If you love yourself, if you respect yourself, if you honor your essence, you'll attract experiences that reflect that same love. Not because it's a mind trick, but because the universe always responds to the energy you emit. Every thought, every emotion, and every action is a signal you send to the world, and the world responds accordingly. If you've lived through situations where you've been treated with indifference or disrespect, ask yourself, how am I treating myself? If you've felt like you don't receive the love you desire, consider, am I giving myself that love first? You can't receive from others what you don't allow yourself to give yourself. Jung explained it clearly. The most important relationship you'll ever have in your life is the one with yourself. All others will be a reflection of it. So if you want to attract love, start by loving yourself. If you want respect, respect yourself. If you want a life full of meaning and purpose, decide to honor who you truly are. Don't wait for the outside world to give you what you haven't yet allowed yourself to receive from within. True transformation begins when you take responsibility for your own happiness. This isn't a process that happens in a single day, but every small action counts. Every time you choose to treat yourself with love, every time you allow yourself to be authentic, you're reprogramming your unconscious to attract a different reality. You don't need to search outside for what's already within you. You just need to remember who you are, honor your essence, and trust that the universe will respond to that inner shift. Synchronicity, that phenomenon Jung spoke of, starts to manifest when you align with your truth. Suddenly, the right people appear, opportunities present themselves, and life seems to flow with an ease that once felt impossible. Not because something magical happened outside, but because you've changed inside. The reality you experience is just a reflection of your consciousness. And when your consciousness shifts, the outer world transforms in response. If this message resonated with you, it's because a part of you already knows this is the path. Maybe you haven't had the words to describe it before, but deep down, you've always known there's something more. This is your reminder that the power to transform is in your hands. Choose to love yourself. Choose to respect yourself. Choose to let go of what no longer serves you, and watch how, little by little, the universe begins to respond in perfect harmony with who you truly are. Throughout life, many people wonder why they seem to always attract the same types of relationships or situations. They get frustrated, noticing that no matter how much they try to change the outside, the same patterns keep repeating. But here's where one of Jung's deepest teachings comes in. The outer life is a reflection of the inner world. We can't attract something different without first transforming our own essence. Everything around you acts as a mirror. The people you connect with, the challenges you face, and the opportunities that come your way are intimately tied to your deepest thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. This doesn't mean it's all a matter of blame or that you should punish yourself for what you've lived through. It means you have the ability to consciously choose what kind of energy you want to cultivate inside so it manifests outside. Often the experiences that mark us most are the ones that force us to face our own shadows. The shadow in Jungian terms is everything we've repressed or denied within ourselves, parts of our personality we don't want to see, either because we were taught they're unacceptable or because we fear what it would mean to acknowledge them. But ignoring the shadow doesn't make it disappear. On the contrary, it makes it more powerful. If you've ever encountered people who treated you with contempt, devalued your presence, or ignored your love, it's possible there's a part of you that hasn't yet learned to see itself as valuable. This isn't about saying you attracted that behavior as punishment. It's about understanding that every experience is an opportunity to uncover what still needs healing within you. True transformation begins when you take responsibility for what's happening in your inner world. It doesn't mean you have to control everything around you, but it does mean you can choose how you respond to and process each experience. Instead of falling into despair or resignation, you can ask deeper questions. What is this situation showing me about myself? What part of my unconscious is manifesting in this experience? How can I integrate this lesson to stop repeating this pattern in the future? When you dare to do this inner work, change becomes inevitable. The people who once drained your energy start to fade away, and in their place come new connections that reflect the most authentic version of yourself. Relationships stop being battlegrounds and become spaces for growth and mutual love. This doesn't happen by chance or luck. It happens because your energy has shifted, and the world responds to that transformation. The process of self-discovery can be uncomfortable, but it's the only way to a fulfilling life. Many people avoid looking at themselves because they fear what they might find. They prefer to distract themselves with external noise, superficial relationships, or others' validation, not realizing that all of that only reinforces their inner disconnection. But the truth is, the more you avoid your own inner world, the harder it becomes to find peace. Happiness and love aren't something you find outside yourself. They're states you cultivate from within. If you wait for someone else to fill the void you feel, you'll always end up disappointed. Jung taught us that true fulfillment only comes when you integrate all parts of yourself, when you accept both your light and your shadow, and stop searching outside for what's always been inside you. When you start to truly love yourself, not from ego or a need for validation, but from a genuine recognition of your own essence, everything changes. You no longer accept less than you deserve, not because you think you're superior, but because you've understood your true worth. You don't need to chase anyone or beg for love because you realize love is an internal state that reflects outward. When you love yourself, you attract love. When you respect yourself, the right people respect you. When you live from your authenticity, the universe responds with experiences aligned with your truth. This path isn't always easy, but it's the only one that leads to a life with purpose. If you're here listening to this message, it's because a part of you already knows it's time to wake up, to take control of your own reality, and stop relying on external factors to feel complete. There's no greater power than knowing and accepting who you truly are. The world needs more people living from their authenticity because when someone dares to do it, they inspire others to do the same. Transformation doesn't start with grand acts or drastic changes. It starts with small, daily decisions. Choosing thoughts that strengthen you instead of ones that limit you. Surrounding yourself with people who add to your life instead of draining your energy. Listening to yourself instead of depending on others' opinions. All of this, though it seems small, has a huge impact on the reality you create. Every time you choose to love yourself, every time you choose to let go of what no longer resonates with you, you're sending a clear message to the universe. I'm ready to receive the best. And when you do this with conviction, doors open, opportunities arise, and life becomes a much more enriching experience. Not because someone else gave you that power, but because you decided to claim it. The love you seek is already within you. The happiness you desire doesn't depend on another person. The peace you long for isn't found outside. It's all inside you, waiting for you to become aware of it. What you attract is a reflection of who you are at your core. If you want to attract love, be love. If you want to attract abundance, live from inner abundance. If you want healthy relationships, Cultivate a healthy relationship with yourself. It's that simple and, at the same time, that powerful. This isn't just another message. It's a call to awaken. It's an invitation to look within and decide to become the best version of yourself. There's nothing to search for outside. Everything you need is already inside you. You just have to remember it. When you understand that everything you experience is a reflection of your inner state, you start to see life with new eyes. You no longer feel like a victim of circumstances or cling to what doesn't belong to you. Instead, you begin to choose consciously what you allow into your life. You start surrounding yourself with people who vibrate at the same frequency as you, making decisions aligned with your truth, and letting go of everything that no longer fits your evolution. This transformation process doesn't mean life will always be perfect or that you'll never face challenges. But it does mean you'll have the tools to navigate any obstacle with a new perspective. You'll no longer react from desperation or fear, but from trust in yourself and the process of life. When you learn to love and respect yourself, everything in your reality reorganizes to reflect that love. Love stops being an external search and becomes a natural state of your being. What Jung taught us is that there's no predetermined destiny. You are the creator of your story. Every thought, every decision, and every action shapes the life you experience. No matter what your past has been or how many mistakes you've made, you can choose a new path at any moment. You can let go of old beliefs, heal the wounds you've carried for years, and start building a life based on authenticity and self-love. This message isn't a coincidence. If you've made it this far, it's because a part of you is ready to take that step. The question is, what will you do with this information? Will you keep letting fear and insecurity dictate your life, or will you decide to embrace your power and start creating the reality you truly desire? If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. With that person you know is searching for answers, who needs a reminder of their true power. Together, we can reach more people and spread this message of transformation. Leave me a comment below. Tell me which part of this message impacted you the most, what changes you're willing to make in your life, or what lesson you're taking away today. I want to read you. I want to know how this message made you reflect. Also, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the upcoming videos. Every time you comment, share, and subscribe, you not only help this message reach more people, but also join a community of individuals on the same path of self-discovery and transformation. Together, we can create a space where knowledge and reflection become tools to change lives. Remember, what you attract is a reflection of who you are. Love your essence, honor your authenticity, and watch how the world transforms around you. The change starts within you, and when you decide to live from your truth, the universe responds in ways you never imagined. See you in the next video. Thank you for being here and for being part of this journey.